Yes, friends. Now, in this fourth suffix number or fourth lecture number, I am taking here another suffix, which is very important, very important, because in modern days or modern world, we are having number of countries. Mostly people are globally connected now. Okay, there is no any difference of, there is no distance problem nowadays. Okay, anybody can reach at any time in any country or can see that country is everything. Okay, so this is how we are a global country. Now, with the help of this root, we can understand that what kind of that person is. Any country's man or a person living in that country will be known as what? What is that country's name? And how that country's citizen will be known as, okay, what is that country's person known as what? By what name? So this suffix is going to make that, okay, and this suffix is going to make adjectives from nouns. Mostly nouns are given, countries' names are nouns, and then if we are adding an or ian, that is going to make the native of that country. Okay, that means, for example, India, country, Indian, ian is added up, India, and then ian if I added, if I add, then we will get Indian. So I am an Indian. For example, Indian is an adjective, a person who is staying in a country. So Indian mostly adjective, right? So a person relating to India, or relating to India, or relating to a citizen of India, right? An Indian. So we say an Indian citizen. An Indian adjective sufficient. Only with the help of adjective meaning can be taken out, meaning can be interpreted. So we can say an Indian. What an Indian? I am an Indian. Okay, so adjective is Indian, but in sometimes only adjective can do the work. Okay, but adjective can do this work, but other things, for example, articles cannot do this work. We have to say that an Indian, I am an Indian. And n will take adjective with it. So n is also modifying a person, that what kind of person, the or an. So n articles are also known as adjectives, but they are that kind of adjectives which cannot work isolatedly. Alright, so they cannot be used isolatedly. They are to be used with nouns or with adjectives. For example, an Indian, I am an Indian. I'm an Indian journalist, I'm an Indian man, I'm an Indian, she is an Indian woman. So in that way we can use only adjectives simply. So this suffix is going to give you adjectives from nouns. Okay, mostly these names are of countries' names, nouns are countries' names, and then adjectives are obtained by adding either an or ian in that country's name. Then we will get the citizen of that country. So all these words I have taken. You can have now in this case, now with this one suffix you can have 200 or more than 200 words. Reason is there are more than 200 countries in the world. So every country's citizen will be known with that ian suffix or with an suffix. Okay, in the end of that country's name, if you add ian or an, you will get that country's name, country's citizen. Country citizen. That is adjective relating to that country. So let me now explain these words, then you will understand that this one suffix is going to give you 200 words, at least 200, more than 200 words. The country names are 200, they are nouns. In those nouns we can add this an or ian, then we will get adjectives. Okay, those adjectives are related to those countries. So this is how you are going to get 200 words at least with this one suffix. This is how the importance of suffix or prefixes and roots are there. Okay, so this one suffix will give you at least 200 words. Okay, 200 words are going to increase in the vocabulary. See what the wonder of this suffix. Now let me take this suffix. This suffix is the fourth one we are talking about, which is either an or ian. That means native of or relating to. Either say relating to or say native of that country. So now in this case, for example, members of the UNO, okay, United Nations Organization. So all the members countries of the UNO, some are not members of the UNO. So all the countries' names may be there. More than 200 countries are there. So we can have the country's citizens, how to pronounce the country's citizens of the country. Okay, so that is how this word is going to help you in that situation. Suppose IAN is added with the country's name, or AN is added with that country's name, you will get that country's citizens. Okay, citizens, how to pronounce that citizen of the country. Now let me take these words also. Okay, so this is related to, native of, relative to. So AN and IN is the suffix which is added in the end of the noun and to obtain adjective. So parts of the speech to obtain is adjectives after adding this suffix. But in the nouns mostly, because this suffix is added in the nouns. Noun of a parts of speech. Parts of speech is noun. And after that, adding this suffix in that noun, you will get adjective as parts of the speech. Let me take word number 1 here. What the word number 1? I have just talked about Indian. I-N-D. Right, Indian. I-A-N. I-N-D-I-N. Right, Indian. So Indian is adjective. India, country. I-N-D-I-N. India, country. And then Indian, add here I-A-N in the and in the A is eliminated because wherever double vowels are there, A and I is there, we just remove the A of India and add I-A-N, right? So this is Indian, I-N-D-I-N, Indian. So a native of India, that means, this means a native of India, right? What is, for example, an Indian, this we say, an Indian man, an Indian woman, etc. Indian is an adjective. Indian is an adjective where IAN is added in this word, okay, India. So, or India A is eliminated because A and I are double vowels, and out of that one A is eliminated and then added IAN. So this word is often so an Indian. So Indian is an adjective, or native of India, or citizen of India, relating to India, native of India. Just say native of India. In this case, native of India. Okay. Let's see second word here. Second word is Cuban. C-U-B-A-N. Cuban. Again adjective. That means a native of Cuba. A native of Cuba. Cuba is a country. So native of Cuba is known as Cuban. Cuban. Only AN is added, not IN, but here AN is added. Cuban. Cuban is a native of Cuba, a country. A Cuban, right? A Cuban. This is a Cuban, a native of Cuba or a Cuban. We just say this is an example. A Cuban we say. Then third word here is Italian or Italian. This is word Italian. I-A-N. This is Italian. I-A-N. I-T-A-L-I-N. Italian or Italian. The pronunciation is Italian. Right? Italian or native of Italy. That means a native. This is again adjective. So every word obtained is an adjective from noun. A native of Italy. A native of Italy. Let me take the fourth word also. Fourth word is African. A-F-R-I-C-A-N. Right? African. A-F-R-I-C-A-N. African. Again adjective. That means a native of Africa. Simply, a native of Africa, a country, okay, in African continent. So Africa, native of Africa. Native of Africa. Now, because African starts with a vowel, we say an African. An African is an example. An African, right? So an African, fourth word is a native of Africa. That means an African. We have just talked about. Let me take now other words, fifth onwards. Now this is up to now we have taken 4 words only, 4 adjectives related to the countries, different countries. Let us take now fifth word. Now fifth word here we have taken Colombian. Colombian. This is Colombian. Right, adjective again. Adjective, a native of Colombia. That means a native of Colombia. A Colombian. A Colombian. A Colombian. We say like that, example. So a native of Colombia is known as a Colombian. Colombian, a native of Colombia, right? Colombian, I-A-N. So this is how Colombia, native of Colombia is Colombian. So a Colombian. This is fifth word we have taken. Now sixth word, Czechoslovakian. This is C-Z-E-C-H-O-S-L-O, Czechoslovakia, V-A-K-I-A, Czechoslovakian, A-N. So this is Czechoslovakian, adjective again, a native of Czechoslovakia. We say a native of Czechoslovakia. C-Z-E-C-H-O-S-L-O-V-A, Czechoslovakia, K-I-A, Czechoslovakia. So a native of Czechoslovakia, a Czechoslovakian. So what is the person is known as a Czechoslovakian, right? C-Z-E-C-H-O-S-L-O, a Czechoslovakian, V-A-K-I-A-N, a Czechoslovakian. This is Czechoslovakian. Seventh word. Now see here the seventh word, which is Tanzanian, right? Tanzanian, T-A-N-Z-A-N-I-A-N, Tanzanian, adjective again. Okay, so a country's name and add I-A-N or A-N in the end of that word, and then we will get the native of that country. Okay, so this is Tanzanian. Tanzanian, a native of Tanzania, a native of Tanzania, a native of Tanzania. All right. This is a Tanzanian. We say a Tanzanian. T-A-N-Z-A-N-I-A-N, a Tanzanian. The native of that country, Tanzania, is known as Tanzanian. So a Tanzanian, right? This is seventh word we have talked about. Let us take other words also. This is how you can get 200 adjectives, at least 200. Number of countries, more than 200 in the world. The native of that country will be an adjective obtained by adding an or in in the end of that country's name. Simple. Sometimes if double vowels are there, then one vowel of that country will be removed. Like India, A has been removed. Indian, we say IN is added up to Indian, right? Let us take now eighth word. Now word number 8. What does it mean? Tunisian. This is Tunisian. T-U-N-I-S-I-A. Tunisian. Country Tunisia, and the native of the country is Tunisian. Adjective, which is Tunisian, right? Adjective. So a native of Tunisia. U-N-I-S-I-A. Tunisia. So how do you say the country's name of country citizen? A Tunisian. Tunisian. A Tunisian. This is a native of that country, a Tunisian. Now ninth word that we talk about. Ninth is Ugandan. Ugandan. U-N-U-G-A-N. Ugandan. D-I-A-N. Ugandan. Adjective. Ugandan. Right. That means adjective. A native of Uganda. A native of Uganda. U-G-A-N-D-A. Uganda. A native of Uganda, known as a Ugandan. U-G-A-N-D-I-A-N. A Ugandan. A Ugandan. Because this is started with U. Pronounced not with the vowel, as in Hindi alphabets. In Devanagari Lipi or Devanagari script in India, whatever the vowels of Indian Devanagari script are there, according to that script, that vowels, we add A or N we add with those vowels which starts with vowels. Vowels pronunciation. Not we say here U. Here U is pronounced as Ya, U. Right? U, not only U, not U vowel. So it is Ugandan, a Ugandan, not any Ugandan, no, a Ugandan. Right? A native of Uganda, a Ugandan we say, not an Ugandan. Why? Because it is not pronounced with vowel U or U, U with Hindi or Devanagari script. It is started with U, Ya. Okay? Because of that, the vowel sound is not there. Only the consonant. What do you call? This is not vowel sound. Vowel pronunciation. This is consonation, right? Consonant. What do you call consonants? Consonants pronunciation. It starts with Ya or U. So Ugandan, a Ugandan. We cannot say an Ugandan. No. So it pronunciation is U. Ya. Okay. Not U from Hindi alphabets or from Devanagari script. So Devanagari script is actual one that gives you vowels and consonants, right? Vowels and consonants. That is how vowels, vowel pronunciation is not there. That's why we have used a Ugandan. A Ugandan. 10th word. The 10th word here. 10th is Yugoslavian. Let me take capital. This is Yugoslav, S-L-A, Yugoslavian, V-I-A-N, Yugoslavian. This is Yugoslavian, adjective here. A native of Yugoslavia, that means a native of Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia. A native of Yugoslavia. That's right. Okay, so this is a native of Yugoslavia. A Yugoslavian. Example is a Yugoslavian. Okay, in this way we pronounce the native of this country. A Yugoslavian. Right? Okay, so this is 10th word we have taken. Let us take 11th and 12th word. So you will get, this is very important suffix here, because this suffix will give you 200 words, at least 200 words. 200 adjectives you will get. If you know the country name, find the list of the country name from the internet, and you will get from Google, and then put the AN or IN in the end of that country's name, you will get the city of that country. So 200 words you will get immediately. At least 200 words. Let us take now 11th word. 11th word is Australian. A-U-S-T-R-A-L-I-A-N. Australian. Right? Australian. adjective is again adjective. That means a native of Australia, or native of Australia, a native of Australia, right? A native of Australia, right? And Australia, because this is N here, an Australian, Austin, it started with pronunciation of A, and Australian. Now the 12th word, which is the last word of this lecture series, this is Mongolian. M-A-N-G-O, Mongolian, L-I-A-N, Mongolian, adjective again. So native of this country, Mongolia. So this is a native of Mongolia, a native of Mongolia, M-A-N-G-O-L-I-A, Mongolia, a native of Mongolia. Mongolia, native of Mongolia, M-A-N-G-O-L-I-A, Mongolia. So a native of that country is a Mongolian. We say a Mongolian, M-A-N-G-O-L-I-A-N, a Mongolian. Alright, in this way, a Tunisia country's name, right? Then in Indonesia is country name, Indonesian, and Indonesian, we can just say Pakistan, Pakistani, Pakistanian. We cannot say Pakistani, but a Pakistani. We say Pakistan is a country, Pakistanian we can say, but Pakistani word is pronounced as Pakistani. A person from Pakistan is Pakistani. Now I is also added up in the end. Pakistanian or Pakistani, that's also correct. Okay, so that is how. Then Sri Lankan, A-N is added. A person from Sri Lanka is Sri Lankan. A-N is added, not I-N, but only A-N, Sri Lankan. Okay, then, sorry, Sri Lankan we have taken. Indonesian we have taken. Okay, Nepali or Nepalian. We say Nepali mostly. A Nepalian word is okay. Nepalian, a Pakistanian. Okay, a Pakistani or Pakistanian. So in this way, we pronounce the adjectives from the country's names. Okay, so this suffix is going to give you adjectives from nouns. Adjectives, you will get 200 at least adjectives with the help of this suffix. This suffix is very, very important. You can just understand. If you have traveled to different countries, then you can understand the importance of this word, this suffix signing. If you are going to UNO or to attend the meeting of UNO, there also you will find people from different countries. Are you from India? Indian? Are you Czechoslovakian? Are you Ugandan? Are you Indonesian? Or whatever. The names of the country. Are you American? AN is added up. American. Okay, from America. Like English, the Britishers, or okay, the British, only the British is said, a British, okay, or not Britannian, but we say the British person. So there are certain exceptions that some countries' names are, we cannot obtain the country's citizen of that country with adding AN or AN, like British, we say only British. Britain, British only, okay. So that is how. Or an Englishman, we can say Englishman. This is how also at least 200 words you will get. There are certain countries which are exceptions. We cannot obtain the citizen of that country by adding just AN or IN, just like British. I told you a person from Britain is British. Okay, a British. That is how we can take the citizens of that country. So adjectives are obtained by adding this suffix in the nouns. Okay, so parts of speech adjectives are obtained by changing the noun parts of the speech. Alright, this is important just for those people who are going to get number of adjectives. Okay, 200, at least 200 words you will get immediately. So this suffix is going to give you number of words, not only 200, more than 200 words can be obtained, because AN, IN is not only added to country's name, but with others' name also, with person's name also, right? A noun, a name of a person, he is African, he is from that city, okay, is that is Delites word known as, okay, that is Bombayite or Delites, that may be pronounced, but mostly from country's name. Okay, locality can also be taken, major country or kingdom or whatever. The citizen of that country, that city, or sorry, that country mostly is known as, is obtained by adding an or in. That is how adjectives are obtained from countries' names. So noun is changed into adjective. This suffix is going to give you adjectives. Okay then, see you in the next lecture, which I'll take. The very important again, that is also going to give you thousands of words, not only 200 in this case, or at least 200, but with that prefix, suffix, which I'm going to give you in the next 5th lecture, that will give you, strengthen you with number of words, thousands of words you will get immediately or automatically you get. Okay, so that suffix I'm going to talk about in the next lecture. See you then in the next lecture or in the next suffix number. Okay, see you. Bye.